and welcome back to my channel, At Home with Shell, and to a Christmas dinner prep with me. So it's just over 1 week until the big day, and I wanted to get prep the food as much as I possibly could so that I don't spend the day in the kitchen, because let's all be honest, we don't really want to spend all our time cooking and prepping all the veg and everything on Christmas Day. You want to just be able to enjoy the day, be relaxed and spend it with the family. So I basically last night spent less than an hour and I've got so much done and I've filmed it all. So today I'll be showing you how to make 4 delicious dishes to accompany your roast dinner on Christmas Day, and also a delicious gravy. I'll show you all the ingredients and the method for how I make everything, and then I'll put chapters in this video, so if you just want to skip to like the parsnips or the gravy or something, then you can just skip to the relevant part if you want to. But it's super easy because all I need to do now is get everything out of my freezer on Christmas Day and then pop it into the oven, and just saving all of that time. So I've got some delicious potatoes, carrots, parsnips, Brussels with some bacon, and also a delicious gravy. I really hope that you enjoy this video and it helps if you are prepping for Christmas Day. If you do, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you are new, then I would love for you to subscribe. This is everything that you will need to make your gravy. So in here I've just got some leftover chicken. So last night I'd made a fake array Nando style chicken. If you have like roast chicken or anything, just keep the carcass and all of the bones, and then you can use that. Basically boil it up to make your own kind of stock and chicken broth. Super tasty. I've then got chicken stock cubes, some corn flour, couple of onions, a couple of carrots, a couple of slices of celery as well. I'm putting some mushrooms in there, and then herb wise I've got some thyme and rosemary. You can use dried, but this time of year when I'm making Christmas dinner, you do use quite a lot of the fresh herbs, so I find it just as easy to buy a couple of the bags of fresh herbs. The first thing I'm going to do is just pop the chicken broth on. So in here, like I said, I've got my leftover chicken, so just pop that into a pan. And then I'm just going to add some boiling water over the top. Pour that over until you're roughly covering the chicken. Okay, that's roughly about okay, and then just leave that to bring it to a boil, and then leave it to simmer for around 15 minutes. Whilst the chicken broth is doing, I'm just quickly going to prepare the rest of the veg to go into the gravy. I'm just going to roughly slice the onions, the carrots, the celery, chop some onions, chop some mushrooms, and then pop them on a plate to use once the stock's ready. So I'm now going to strain the chicken stock. So just strain it over a strainer, over a jug like this, and you'll get all the nice juice in there without any of the bits. And honestly, this is the most flavourful stock you can make. If you ever make a roast chicken or anything, it's honestly just worth keeping all of the bones and doing this to make your own stock. Now I've got my stock, I'm just going to quickly put some oil into a frying pan, and then you want to add all of the veggies that you've chopped up. So in here I've got the carrots, the onion, the celery and the mushrooms. Fry all of this off for around 5 minutes before adding the stock. The veggies are nice and soft now, so what I'm going to do is just add in some, I've got my thyme and rosemary here that I've just basically pop that in there, give that a little stir before adding the stock cube and then your chicken stock. And then pour over the chicken stock. Just leave that for another 5 minutes or so, and then you just want to blitz it up. I've let the gravy cool down a little bit, so what I'm going to do is just use a hand stick blender and then just basically blend it into a gravy. So that is my gravy ready for Christmas Day. I'm just going to pour it into a jug so then I can decant it into a bag. I've got a couple of these, like they're kind of like soup bags, but I could only get small ones, so I'm probably going to use a couple of these, and these are just much easier. This is all you'll need to make the honey and orange carrots. So you can use normal carrots, but I'm going to use the chantenay ones. I really like the taste of these, they're really sweet, plus you don't need to peel them or anything, it's just super easy to prep. Then you've got some clear honey, a little bit of thyme that I've just pulled off, and an orange. I'm just going to parboil the carrots for about 5 minutes. I boiled the carrots for about 5 minutes. You don't really want to do them any longer than that, and then I'm just going to drain them now. So to do the carrots, I've just strained my carrots, and then I've got a glass bowl here, and I've just got a few thyme leaves that I'll put in there, and then I'm going to add some honey into the bowl. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of honey. Then I'm just going to add some of the orange rind as well. I'm using the rest of the orange for the cabbage that I'm making, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off and then squeeze a little bit of fresh juice from the orange. If you don't want to do this, you can of course just use orange juice as well, but nothing's nicer than a real fresh orange. Give all of that a really good mix together. Stir around like so, and then pour in your carrots. So I've left them to cool very slightly, just to make sure all of the water has gone off them. And then just basically stir it, and then that's it. They're ready to pop into a bag, put into the freezer, and then all you'll need to do on Christmas Day is get them out and then pop them into the oven for around 40 minutes. Next up, we've got our honey and mustard parsnips, which are super easy to make. So I'm just going to peel these. I've got a couple of packs of parsnips here. I'll peel these, and then I've also got honey and whole grain mustard. I don't parboil or cook the parsnips before or anything. All I do is basically prep them so then they are ready for Christmas Day. So all I'm going to do in the saucepan or bowl or whatever is just add, so I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of honey, and then just add a couple of tablespoons of the mustard. I find that whole grain mustard works best for this. If you use English mustard, it doesn't really work very well. The whole grain mustard definitely works better. Pop that in there, give it a, I'm just going to use this spoon, give it a really good mix round together. Then I'm just going to season that with some salt and pepper, and then add in the parsnips. make sure all of the parsnips are completely covered with the honey and mustard mixture. Again, once everything is completely covered, then just pop into a freezable zip bag. Just making sure you scrape in all of the juices as you pop it in. Next up are the roasters, and this recipe will give you the crispiest but fluffy inside perfect roast potatoes. So for this, I've got a packet of potatoes. I always use Maris Piper potatoes for roasting. I find that they roast best because they're generally quite fluffy on the inside but then crunchy on the outside. I'm also going to use some duck fat, and then herb wise I've again got the thyme and rosemary, and then I've just got a garlic bulb here which I've sliced in half. Again, I've got myself a big saucepan, and then just pop your potatoes into the saucepan, top with water, bring them to the boil, and then you want to simmer for around, I'll say around 10 minutes. I've left the potatoes for no longer than 10 minutes, and you can feel them, they're starting to slightly soften. I'm just going to strain these and then just leave them there for about 5 minutes just to let them air dry a little. I've left the potatoes to sit for quite a while drying, and then what you want to do is, you can do this in the saucepan, I'm just going to add a lid on here, and then just kind of splash them around a little bit. What this does is then just kind of roughs up the edges very slightly, so when you do cook them they go nice and crispy on the outside. You can see, look, they start to very slightly go like that on the outside. Again, get another freezer bag and then pop your potatoes in here. Pop them in the bag, and then all I'm going to put in the bag as well is the garlic cloves that I sliced in half. Just put these in with the potatoes. And then I've got a few sprigs of fresh rosemary and thyme that I'm just basically going to pop into the bag as well. Got the potatoes here, and then I'm just going to get some of the duck fat. So you can cook it in this obviously on Christmas Day, but I'm just going to put a couple of knobs into the potatoes. So now for the Brussels, I've got a bag of Brussels sprouts. I don't know why no one doesn't like Brussels sprouts, because I absolutely love them. And then for this I'm going to use some streaky smoked bacon. I know some people use lardons, but I honestly prefer the texture of the smoky streaked bacon, and then I'll use the rest of this on the turkey as well. So what I'm going to do with this is actually pop this into the air fryer. I'm not going to do anything with the Brussels, I'm just going to slice them in half, pop them in the freezer with the cooked bacon, and then all I'll need to do on Christmas Day is reheat it. So all I'm going to do is pop a few slices of the streaky bacon into the air fryer and just pop it on. Honestly, it doesn't take long at all, probably about 6 minutes or something to get really nice, maybe a little bit longer, to get really nice crispy bacon. And then I find it's actually easier to cut up once it's then crispy. So I've got about 4 slices in there. Even if you're not prepping this in advance, it's so handy to be able to use your air fryer on Christmas Day, and bacon stinks as well when you're frying it or anything. So just to be able to pop it in there and then it's out of the way. So I'll do it for 6 minutes and then see how it is after that. So all I'll do is just chop the ends off and then half them. I find if I half them then they're super quick to cook as well on the day. Just get rid of any of the horrible leaves. I actually put it on for another couple of minutes, which it has gone very crispy. So it depends how, I probably did this for what, 8 minutes in total, so I guess it depends how crispy you want your bacon. For me, I think that you want it really crispy to go in with sprouts, so I'm quite pleased that it's like this. So I'm just going to chop this up into little pieces and then pop it in with these sprouts. So there we have it. That is the gravy, parsnips, carrots, potatoes and Brussels sprouts all prepped ready for Christmas Day. So all I need to do now is pop all of this into the freezer, and then most of it you can cook from frozen apart from the Brussels sprouts. I will defrost those, and then the gravy, but everything else can go straight in the oven from frozen. They are all the meals that I wanted to share with you today. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you have, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. As always, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully your Christmas day will be much more stress-free. Bye!